Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Mind Over Magic. This video was recorded from my stream, so if you want to catch me live, check my Twitch link down in the description. And now, enjoy the video. Today we're going to play Mind Over Magic. I love this game. This is a colony management about building a school. For magic, obviously. The world is surrounded by darkness, so you have to train your people, you have to fight the darkness, you have to explore the underground. So much stuff to do. It is a very difficult game. Well, maybe not very difficult, but it is a fairly in-depth management game. And it's been a while since last I played, so I am going to make mistakes, for sure, as we start. Luckily, I don't think any of the mistakes we make early on will have a lasting impact. The game starts not all that difficult, but we need to get past the curve in the beginning, the difficulty curve. We're going to play in standard. I don't think there's anything here that we want to change. Balance is fine. I will explain what this is about, because this is one of the main mechanics in the game. Yeah, it looks alright. Okay. So, standard, balance, yes. So, let me explain this. The architecture styles determine what your rooms will need to be shaped as. So, I will show you once we're in game as well, but each room has a set of requirements for it to count as a room. And depending on what you choose here, that type will be more common. In this case, all of the classrooms would be airy. If we choose balance, we will have a bit of everything, which I think is interesting building-wise. But building is almost always a challenge if you want the room bonuses. Let's do... Yeah, this is... I don't know if this is what they added after I stopped playing. There have been a couple patches since I stopped. They have already confirmed that there are not going to be any more patches to the game. So there's that to keep in mind. It's already fully finished, which is fine. It's a pretty nice game. Now, I have no idea what to name this. That's not terrible, I guess. We'll keep that for now. I think you can change it, so if you have suggestions, let me know, and we will change it if we can. Okay, first big choice. So, these are our starting characters, and they will be teachers in our school. They have different stats, as you can see here. These are the stats, and these are the magic school levels. So this is a dark wizard. Has level 3 in dark, level 1 in fire, 1 in water, 1, 2, 2, and 1. Each one of these schools is useful for one thing out of combat and in combat. So they have two utilities. For example, these, the lightning, are in combat, they get bonuses for crits and for attacking fast. So you never want a lightning person that is a BB5, which is this race, the zombies. Because they are very slow. I don't want a dark to start with. They are not necessary. We need a couple things. We need a cook. The cooking ability is dependent on fire. So cooks are important. Water is mostly for cleaning, alchemy, and recharging the mana stones, if I remember correctly. We will not need one of these for a little. This is for quilting, which is making like artificial helpers. Think like magic robots, like mini golems kinda. Nature is for plants, and importantly to make wands as well. So this is another one that is very critical. Earth is for construct. Carve we're not going to use. For now at least. Mine would be useful as well. Construct and mine are pretty necessary. And repair will be useful later on. I mean, maybe not that later on. If we get a storm, we will need to repair. Lightning is research. This is awesome. This is something we are going to need fast, but not right away. And air is for painting. Yeah, whole and assembly. Assemble is building. So this one has construct, that is for building parts, and assemble is for usable parts. So like chairs, beds, windows, paintings, all of that. Haul is just transporting things from place to place. So this is something we're not going to use right away. So what we're going to do is we need a fire. We need if possible, I want fire human. We're going to use an earth vivified. The reason why I want it to be vivified is because earth, they are tanks. And Vivify have a lot of HP. It is true that they are very slow, so the taunt will be coming in really slowly. But a lot of enemies in the early game only attack the front lines. We will see that when we do the first combat. But for a bit, maybe we don't really need a taunt. So that might be something that is useful to us. This is human. To human, I want to do fire. The reason why is fire has a skill that lets you do more damage the more mana you have. He's not going to be able to have access to it because they cannot level like adults cannot level their magic skill. Only students can. So again, we will get into that later. Same with the relics. The relic slots are not relevant right now. And the third thing we want is nature. And I think I'm fine with him being... well, her, I guess. Being a werewolf. Yeah. Okay, so with this we have everything covered for the beginning. We also have all three of them on 2 level in lightning. So we will have okay research. Probably we will focus the first student to be lightning and recruit them. But let's get started. Okay, so let me pause. We are right now in game. Okay? So here's the lower level, the first lower level of the school. The school will be up there. We need to do a repel, and it will push the fog right on top of a school. This is used to bring students, but we cannot do it yet. And this is basically, well, the codex. This is where all of the info, all the lore, everything is there. Okay, so we're going to push the fog. There are different levels. Sure. There are different levels of the ritual that require different levels of people, different amounts of people, resources. Okay. So now, this is the space that we have right now. We cannot go outside. That being said, if we get these materials, we will be able to do the ritual again and push it further. Every few days, well, every day, the fog moves a little bit forward. So you have to do the ritual every couple days to keep it at bay. For now, and in fact, you can do it several times in one day, or you can do the superior ones to push them further away. Right now, since we don't need too much space, we are not going to do that to save on resources. We're going to be back and forth as fast as, as far as possible to save on resources. Later on, we will need more space, so we will push it more regularly. Okay, so maybe you noticed when we push this, we unlocked this, which gives us access to the mines. I will explain this in a second. We also got the stairs, so now we can start building up here and grabbing resources. And we also got a new person. This is the principal of the school. They are ghosts. They can fly. They can go through walls. They are really bad at everything, but they don't need to eat or sleep. So they are going to be our everything person. Okay? They are not very good at anything, but they are useful for a lot of things. For example, doing the rituals. Now, when you hit this button, you enter battle, and if you win, this square gets revealed. In some cases, those squares get claimed by the fog again after a few days. So you have a few days to go there, loot whatever it's there, and maybe progress. Or, in other cases, it stays clear forever. It really depends. For now, we don't care. We have a lot of things to do. And you can see a lot of things in the menu. We're going to go through them when we need to, basically. This is the basic priority. Well, this is a tool to set the priorities. This is the RimWorld kind of tab where you set all of the priorities. So for now, actually, I'm going to keep it in simple. The good thing, let me put it in advance and I will explain. The good thing about this is that you can set all of the initiates. These are level 1 students, this is level 2 students. You can set priorities for them, so as soon as they join, they already have them assigned. And this is for teachers, so every time you get a new teacher, they get automatically assigned. That is decent. You can also make groups. So for example, nature teachers. And you can put nature teachers in their own category, their own schedule. That is really, really useful. Let me... Oh, never mind. That is really useful because it allows you to adjust a lot of things without spending the time doing it. You can do the same for food, you can do the same for schedule. You can just... For now we're going to do it manually, but later on, when we have more people and more people flowing, like getting enrolled and graduating, we will automate it into groups so that we don't have to do it ourselves. Now, for now, we don't need any of that. Here's where you create the groups. When you create them, they will appear in these tabs. So, let's get started. Orders. We are going to grab a couple pieces of stone, a bit of wood, and we are going to get the berries. We are not going to kill the rats. The rats give you meat, obviously. Not only meat, but they give you meat. But we cannot cook it, so we don't care. And for building, building is really slow in the beginning of the game until you have better builders. So what we are going to do is, as soon as we have the wood, we are going to start building the beds for our teachers down here. That way they have a room to sleep. They don't have to sleep on the floor and they don't have to sleep outdoors. And basically we're going to cover their needs first and then go for everything else. Let me stop 1 second. So this is Earth. I'm going to give you construct on there. Mine. Repair is urgent. Repair. Cooking is always urgent. Destroy and hunt. I'm going to say harvest and tend on highest. And then chop and once a second. So works like in RimWorld. You have the different priority levels. Let me cycle. This one means they will do it ignoring their own needs, which is very useful to have. So they will not eat, they will not drink, they will not do recreation, they will not rest in bed to recover from wounds. They will go to do those activities if they need to be done. That is important to do, for example, for repairs. It's important to have someone on repairs and on healing when we get there. Those things need to be done. Now, this should be okay. Also, this side is always higher priority. So even though this and this have the same priority level, these will get done first. Okay? So that's the basic. Now we have to wait. I'm going to speed this up a little. Okay, they're working on the tree. Okay, we have the first bed. Actually, we need to cancel that one. We'll put it there. And let me block that one, because we don't need it yet. What we need is storage. Okay, so now they have beds. That is important. Now they will be able to sleep without complaining. We need that. Okay. Huh. So I forgot storage needs to be researched. Okay. So we're going to plan our first room. In fact, let me do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my other save, because I want to check general sizes. I forgot the general sizes of the rooms. But it works as well for you. You can see what... Yeah, sure. What an ongoing game looks like. This is my school. Way bigger. And you saw that the fog was there on what we're playing now. Look how far it is right now on my save. So far. It's on the edge of the map now. You unlock so many things. You get this, which works. The way this works is that they can fly from one place to another. From broomstick to broomstick. So they don't need doors, they don't need it to go all the way down and here and back up. They just fly straight, which saves you a lot of traveling time. the special rooms. So yeah, it's a lot better. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And how long do I need for this? So this, I regret the way I did it, so I'm going to do it differently on this save. But this is a 2 by however much the stairs are. Oh, that's why I left the space there. Yeah. So it's not a mistake. So let me explain what I'm thinking. These stairs are not one piece. See how it moves? So each one is a single piece. Wherever they stop is the landing. So you can see this one, the exit is right here in the front. That one is on the side. This one is on the front. That one is on the side. This one is on this side. On this side. You get the picture. So, depending how long you make them, they are in one place or another. So, we need to keep that in mind. So I need 3 in one side, 1 in the other just to be safe. That's fine. We'll just put decorations to fill the gaps. Okay. So we said 1, 2, 3. That's good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that should work. Except it doesn't. Of course, why would it? Okay. I don't understand why they don't let you place the stairs on top of these ones. But they don't. So awesome. I'm thinking, because I'm leaving this space here for the broom. I think the broom is a 2 by 3. I should have confirmed. I really should have. Sorry. The thing is, I actually checked all of this before doing the stream this morning. But I cannot open my notes, so I don't know. So it is 3. That is 3. 1, 2. So 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thing is, in this game you can move buildings that have already been built, but building structural parts is a pain. Building, even when you get better people, is not super easy. So... I'm thinking I will swap where I put the brooms and where I'm going to swap where I have the brooms and where I have the stairs. So I'm going to have the stairs here instead. That's 1, 2. So I'm going to add one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So that will be our like spine for the building. We don't need to build this yet. I just wanted to check if the measurements were right. And appears they are. So for this level, the rooms will be here if they fit. I'm not sure they will. But we will see. I hope they do. If they don't, we will move them somewhere else. Maybe put them on the level above. That's what I actually had to do on the other save. Actually, I am not going to use doors. I am going to use arches. Okay. So as you probably saw there, but let me, yeah. There is an integral structure, like structural integrity, sorry, level. So you cannot place floors really far away from the walls. It gets really interesting because you need to use columns and overhangs and stuff to get around that, and I think that gives the buildings a lot more personality. It's really cool. Okay, so we have that. We need a classroom, but we also need a kitchen and a research place. I will put the kitchen there, probably, eventually. For now, let's put that there. And probably this as a classroom. But yeah, let's start building already. Right now we cannot expand, so so it doesn't matter how we do this. Doing floors like this is not ideal because if it rains, it goes through the floors. You need roofs. But I really don't want to build the roofs that we are going to delete in like a second. Another important thing is that you cannot build outside of the foundations. You can build on top. Like, I cannot build here, but I can build here. And we will have to do that before too long. At least until we have the research done. But yeah. We need to get at least a couple rats. Not for the meat, but for the other resources. I know. That's fine. Okay. Okay, now we have the one shaper. Let's put it there. Okay. Disparities. We don't have anyone doing research. Can we afford anyone doing research though? I'm going to say him. Well, her. So after they do all the construction and mining, which might not happen, they will do that. Otherwise, just have Alfred do it. Alfred will be slower, but he doesn't have any other thing to do, so... Okay, this is decent progress for day one. And we are going to start with research. There's a lot of things that we need. The storage is really important for obvious reasons. So probably start there. Basic rituals as well. Basic rituals let us graduate students. We need that. Because you get resources when they graduate. These to get our own plant will be nice. Better food will be eventually useful. By eventually, I mean soon. Not quite yet. And the refining beast will be useful as well. I think we should go for this next. And then probably... Yeah, that is really far. That is really far. We don't have access to those materials anyway. So... probably that. And that. Did I miss anything? It would be good to plant our own trees. But for now, I think we will survive with what the world gives us. Do we have relics? No. Okay. Okay, this is the Book of Rooms. This is what we were talking about, the different styles. So, having rooms like this, with just stuff thrown in, like this one, for example, this one is just thrown in, is okay for the start, but we want to do things like this. So this is a named room, which means it has a bonus. You can select what room you want it to be, and it will tell you what it needs in order to get there. But yeah, so here it tells you the name of the room, bonus, what you need to make it, and what you have to avoid. Some of these requirements are objects, but sometimes it's architectural styles. So this room has to be taller than it is wide. There are some that cannot be touching the ground. There are some that have to be interior. There are some that have to be on the ground. Some that cannot have anything touching. And this is just one door. So, yeah, and that is just for the classrooms. We have bedrooms, dining rooms, blah, blah. So, we're going to go see if we can get the requirements for a decent room for our teachers. And get the ball rolling for students as well. So what do we have? This is just any bets, and it gives you a bit of... It's called conviction in this game, but it's morale. This has to be interior. Okay. Interior is a bit annoying, because it basically blocks whatever is on the other side. You cannot use it as a corridor, so... Not super fun. But silent is okay. Silent is alright. The problem is that this is for teachers, this is for students, so it's not optional, it's not one or the other, you need both. This is way later in the game because of the rest of the requirements. So for now we only have access to cots, so this is our only option. But I want to prepare the rooms with this in mind, so that we don't have to redo all of the rooms. We will have to do that with some rooms anyway, but I want to minimize it as much as possible. So this is 3 or more beds. I think it caps at... Yeah, for staff it caps at 3. But for students... it doesn't. Doesn't cap. Okay. So that's the best you can do for students. Interesting. For some reason I thought there was another level of bedrooms for students. Okay. So... interiors for students. That's going to be so annoying. So annoying. That is our wolf. They don't have anything to do. No, this is our wolf. This is our human. So you should be doing plants. Oh, they already did everything. Okay, so I guess we continue building. We are going to need a door there because that is going to be exterior for now. We're going to do that. How much wood do we have? 140. Okay, so that is... wait. There's 1, 2, and 3. So... wait. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I want the stairs to stop on this one. Okay, that's good. Let's do... we don't have enough stone. Let's just give them orders. Let's get everything. We need a lot of everything right now. Ice flowers is good. Phoenix. We do not have lamps. Fire lamps or whatever they're called. I am actually going to kill the rats because I don't want them to eat our stuff. So get orders rolling. Now we're in a bit of a rush because until we get the storage unlocked, these resources will continue to disappear. Good thing is that when you push the fog back, they respawn, so that is going to be our source materials. That's why we don't really need farms yet. It's because we are going to use the fog to respawn materials. They actually do respawn on their own as well. Okay, we got our first research. That's good. So that was the storage. Yeah. That is not an option. We cannot craft it yet, so we need to gather it. Where from is going to be the fun part. We can do a push. It will use a lot of our wood. Another thing to consider is that the closer the fog is to your school, well, to the crystal technically, the cheaper it is to do the ritual. And the farther the fog is, the more expensive it is. So, nighttime came, has advanced. We're going to fight back against the fog tomorrow. So this was the first day. Oh, it was a decent first day. We don't have students yet, but there's a little bit of setup to do before we get there, so. So we will see. If we push, we're going to get a couple more trees back. So it costs us a bit of wood, but we will get some back. That's alright. And the rats are eating some of our materials, which is obviously not great. That will stop happening when we have the storage. Also, this crystal, I think it's really cool. The mana font, you can see the tippy top of it is blue, and the rest is this gray, is the fog. When you push it, it goes down. Okay, that is not important for us, but it might have been. Okay, we're researching food now. Okay, So with this research, we will be able to get our kitchen. And with this one, we will be able to plant rice. Rice is not very good. It gives you -5 to morale. But usually when they eat, they get even less. So let me, not there, here. Oh, sure, he doesn't care. So -20. The first level of research for food is -10, the second is -5. So it's actually a +15 from what they have right now. That would be good. Slept outside a bedroom, -2.5. When we give them a bedroom, it will be +2.5. So, good. 8 outside the dining area. This is not going to be fixed in a little. This is a global modifier. So, the longer we go, the lower this will get. Basically, that's how it works. Recreation, we don't have a recreation room. Rested is just for sleep. Full is for food. And this is a base rate. Some races have a lower one. We don't have a raven. We do have a raven, but he's dead, so he doesn't care. Okay. And you. Okay. So that is good. We want that. We want the trees. We want the stone. And now we have decisions to make. Okay. So for now, I'm going to put the chests down here because I want that to be a classroom. I'm not sure that it can be a classroom. I think it's too small. I think it's too small for that. Maybe not. Okay, so it can be a basic classroom. That circle is where the teacher is. The students are just around. Okay. It also has some space for chests. So maybe we put them here. I forgot. We cannot. I'm not sure where the smoke sticks are. We can push a bit more. We don't really need the space, but we need the resources. Yeah. How far along are they? 53? 97 is good. 98 is amazing. so get those. Get those as soon as they are ready. And get those as soon as they are ready. These I'm going to put all on 4. Okay.